group empowers its community through an integrative and holistic approach to identifying its own needs, resources and solutions. That group is Te Aroha Noa Community Services Trust, representing Palmerston North.
Kia ora koutou, Vaughan Dennison's my name and I'm representing the City of Palmerston North, and it's my privilege to introduce to you our regional winner, Te Aroha Noa Community Services, and they work at the heart of our most disadvantaged community, working to unleash the potential in all people and building resilience and strength in the community of Highbury. I'd like to introduce to you Bruce Maiden and Marion Hales. Thank you.
Kia ora koutou. We've chosen one aspect of our overall mahi, which symbolises our commitment to community transformation. Imagine a neighbourhood park. They're dotted throughout most of our communities wherever we live. Ours, in a horseshoe shape, is surrounded by duplex state housing units. 10 years ago, our neighbourhood park in the suburb of Highbury in Palmerston North was a place no parent would take their child to play. Broken glass was strewn through the grass, everything in sight was tagged, and a couple of items of children's play equipment mournfully remembered when children used to laugh and joyously play on them. Fear hung in the air. The message was, stay away if you value your life. Our park was at the centre of a brutal gang conflict that ultimately led to 2 young men dying in succession. Our park became for 3 months a marshalling yard for police troops who in riot gear and with dogs would assemble for sorties into gangland. Out of this darkness rose our vision for our park to be a sanctuary of peace, vitality, vibrancy, learning, community caring, resourcefulness and resiliency. Assisted by a serendipitous moment, our park rose to the top of the City Council's ongoing renewal plan. They put out glossy brochures of possible equipment that could be installed and asked for community feedback. As the brochures blew around the streets, Te Aroha Noa seized the opportunity and knocked on every house and invited residents to a hui to discuss their dreams for the park. Council officers were also invited, however they were reluctant. They had had previous experience of bruising encounters at community gatherings, so they sent a consultant. Residents deeply engaged, though, with this dreaming process. They found they had values and knowledge about their area and their needs. They had insider knowledge. They felt listened to and valued, and so began what has developed from faltering beginnings, a strong collaborative partnership between the City Council and Te Aroha Noa and residents of Highbury, as they jointly developed the park to be a vibrant community hub. Over the ensuing years, more hui have been held. The neighbourhood has worked with the council, local police and other groups to lay a fitness trail at the park, to landscape areas and hold regular community events such as Celebrate Highbury Days, where 33 cultural groups, schools and early childhood centres participated. Bikewise Day, Zumba in the Park classes, Wet and Wild Aqua Days. Our park was in the process of being transformed and our community was undergoing transformation. A proud identity was replacing a widely held negative perception of our community. Our people were beginning to stand tall. Our community was transforming itself. As we worked to create a vibrant and caring community, we also tackled the hard stuff. After a disturbing incident of whānau violence, in one of the surrounding houses, a gazebo was set up in the park. Couches were dragged out and installed, and residents were invited to an Oprah-style encounter in the park to share their experiences of family violence and become part of a movement towards creating our community, our park, to be violence-free. Now in your imaginations, I ask you to be time travellers, to fast forward 10 years as my fellow community adventurer Marion describes our latest outcomes in community transformation.
Kia ora koutou. So I learned the other day via the Stuff News on my cell phone that the word of the year for 2013 was selfies. So I thought I'd turn that around so that it read Farnham Park, word of the year 2013. Farnham Park today, now a vibrant, buzzing space for families, children and community to play. Farnham Park today, a living playground with a pulse. Bruce, is it okay to use the word Palmerston Southern Steel Territory? Let me try that again. Farnham Park today, part of a fantastic playground, biting at the bit to greet the local children each day as they pounce out the front door of their family home. It was the increased number of children gravitating to this park, particularly during the school holidays, that caught our attention, and questions began to be asked. What more can we do for these kids? Then the what ifs followed. Could we pull off our own holiday school program? Too right we could. So in 2012, Kids Life was born. That's kids learning in a fun environment. At the very early stages of development, we wanted to provide activities that would be super fun and mega exciting for our local kids. We really wanted to give them so much more. We offered them hip-hop dancing and music, all activities that they really, really enjoyed. But again, we wanted to give these kids much more. We wanted them to have the opportunity to reach for the stars. We encouraged them to dream big, and we wanted to make thoughts of what if contagious in our community. Great communities don't happen by accident. Using community resources, we made it our job to make these wonderful things happen for these kids. Brad Rapira, a workmate of mine, bellowed down the corridor to me one day, "Marion, have you got it? Have you got the it factor?" And so in 2013, the it factor was moulded with the aim to provide a platform for our local kids to showcase their singing talent in their very own community. Our it factor team invited 11 of our local community primary and intermediate schools to be part of this singing competition. Needless to say, we were welcomed with open arms. For many of the schools, we were a blessing in disguise. One principal commented to me during auditions, "Oh, the staff member who used to do this stuff left 3 years ago. We've been wanting to do this for our kids for a very long time." Farnham Park became a stage. In all these processes, great friendships have been formed. Relationships between a whole number of organisations are well cemented. But I think most importantly, we have more community organisations proactively and positively engaged with our community members. Bubbling beneath the surface of more celebrations was the idea of developing our own community Christmas in the Park. Working again with our allies, an incredible number of families brought their picnic blankets and their Christmas cheer to Farnham Park in December 2013. So I'll just leave you with my last thought. The greatest resource for any community is its people. And I want to leave this with you. What will your word of the year be for 2014? Thank you.